Welcome to Talent Management Strategies for Managing Employee Career Advancement at Fortune 500 Companies. I'll now turn things over to our presenter, Kimberly Burke. Take it away, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Leah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberly Burke, and I'm a doctoral candidate in the Doctor of Business Administration program. And today I will present my research proposal called Talent Management Strategies for Managing Employee Career Advancement at Fortune 500 Companies. Thank you to my committee who has been so helpful, to my chair, Dr. Ife Diala-Nettles, and for their guidance and feedback. I actually defended my proposal earlier this year, and I'm currently working on my findings for my research study. So I look forward to sharing my findings at a future symposium. Next slide, please. Attracting and retaining talented employees have been challenging for Fortune 500 companies. According to Adenji et al. In 2019, talent management has become scarce and costly for corporations, but many senior leaders fail to manage the careers of internal employees. A study conducted by Bojanic and Slana in 2018 indicated 38% of companies have an inclusive talent management process to manage employee careers and develop their talents. The general business problem is senior leaders fail to manage career advancement for their internal employees, which impacts business objectives. The specific business problem is that some senior leaders at Fortune 500 companies lack talent management strategies to manage career advancement for their internal employees. Next slide, please. For this proposed study, I will explore talent management strategies senior leaders use specifically at Fortune 500 companies with the goal of improving career advancement of internal employees. The research question is, what talent management strategies do senior leaders at Fortune 500 companies use to manage career advancement for their internal employees? The significance of this study is that senior leaders who use talent management strategies may sustain the talent pipeline for their organization and improvement of achieving business objectives. According to Johnson et al. In 2019 and Crawley, Henry, and Al Iris in 2018, talent management strategies used to develop employees can strengthen businesses and provide companies the best human capital within their organizations to maintain a competitive edge. So the results of this study may be helpful for senior leaders at Fortune 500 companies who adopt talent management strategies to improve how they promote internal employees for career advancement within the organization. The path goal theory, originated by Robert J. House in 1971, is the conceptual framework that I have chosen to use for this proposed study. Based on an updated article House wrote in 1975, he stated the path goal theory identifies how leaders influence their employees with a clear path to achieve universal goals. There are 4 leadership behaviors in the path goal theory, and those are directive, supportive, participative, and achievement-oriented leadership. According to Mustafa and Mufi in 2021, directive leadership behavior is described as supervision with structure and control. Lamb et al. In 2021 stated that supportive leaders create a company culture of collaboration, trust, and learning. Rainen et al. In 2019 defined a participative leader as someone who collaborates with their employees to help them make decisions. Donkey et al. In 2020 and Sanja 2020 stated achievement-oriented leaders provide goals to their employees that are clear and challenging with an expectation of increased performance. So the path goal theory emphasizes that leaders should help their team achieve company goals and motivate them to excel. The path goal theory leadership behaviors may serve as a practical lens for identifying and exploring the talent management strategies senior leaders use for managing career advancement for internal employees. Next slide, please. In reviewing academic literature, Kabi et al. In 2020 mentioned that talent comes from an employee, but the company in which an employee works for acquires that talent and can use it to their advantage. Spo in 2019 proposed that future researchers focus on gaining an understanding of talent management strategies used by senior leaders for employee career progression, since most talent management literature focuses on how human resource management departments attract and retain employees. Some of the relevant scholarship you will see here notes that the talent management process should not only be a human resource management process, but a function for most companies' culture is to have high-performing employees. So Yoon in 2021 stated that senior leaders are responsible for an employee's career progression at a company. Furthermore, Adunji in 2019, including Hitka in 2019, also stated that leaders who understand the career goals of their employees can synchronize them to benefit company goals and at the same time prepare them for career advancement. Next slide, please. So with the procedures that I will follow, I must first get IRB approval, so that way I can get informed consent for participants to participate. I'll recruit participants specifically using my personal network of other business leaders. I will also post information on LinkedIn. The two forms that I will use to collect data include semi-structured interviews, which will be performed using Zoom, as well as member checking. After each meeting, I will ensure that I have wrote the correct responses for the participants, and that's through the member checking process. The next thing I would do is collect company documentation. I can access this information publicly, or if there's any documents that the participants may have that is also public knowledge to use. For data analysis, I will use the qualitative multiple case study. And in using this, according to Saunders et al. In 2015, qualitative researchers gained a deeper understanding of participants' perspectives. And so using the qualitative method, I'll be able to ask open-ended questions to allow insight into talent management strategies used by the senior leaders. Additionally, I will use Yin's 5-stage approach to actually analyze my data. And so in analyzing the data, I'll go through compile, disassemble, reassemble, interpret, and conclude the findings. I will use In Vivo, which is a software where I can upload all of my documentation from semi-structured interviews and company documentation and interview recordings, so that way all of the information can be in one place, so that way I can identify the common themes from the participants to identify those talent management strategies that they share with me. The target population selected for this study are senior leaders at Fortune 500 companies, and they will be located in the Midwest region of the United States. I will use purposeful sampling, so that way I can select the participants, and participants can only participate if they have successfully used talent management strategies to manage the careers of internal employees. So for the social change implications, it is really important that we know that when people manage their careers and they're able to advance their careers, it helps them contribute financially to their families, so that way they can have a livable wage, as well as they can become mentors to other professionals in their communities, so that way they can continue to bring about the change in the world while sharing different strategies to help people who may also need help within their careers. Next slide, please. That concludes my research proposal. I will now take any questions that you may have about the process that I have taken to whether review the literature as well as defend my proposal earlier this year.
Thank you, Kimberly. Feel free to post your questions and comments for Kimberly in the chat area. Steve says, excellent work and research, Kimberly. Nice work.
Thank you.
We have another comment. Good delivery tone. Good luck.
Thank you. Hopefully I can defend my final dissertation soon.
Another comment here, important topic, well done presentation.
Thank you.
So Kimberly, what are you most looking forward to as you embark on this research process and as you complete your data?
So I'm most looking forward to the information from participants that truly identify as a senior leader. Their goal really is to develop their employees and take them to the next level. I think oftentimes when people work at corporations, particularly because that's my focus at Fortune 500 companies, people tend to have jobs for 5 to 10 years. And so with little to no development. And my goal is to really understand what talent management strategies are leaders using, if any at all. And so far, because I have completed my findings, I'm learning that one of the biggest things is mentorship. And so participants have shared that they believe in mentoring their employees. So I'm looking forward to learn more from the participants about what that entails, because mentorship can look differently for different people. And some people can even sponsor people. So I'm learning the different definitions between mentorship and sponsorship. So it's been exciting.
That's great. Thank you. We have another comment in the chat. Nice job with your literature review.
Thank you.
Great. Any other questions or comments? Oh, we have another one in the chat. I would be very interested in your final work and how mentorship might appear at multiple organizational levels, not just at the top.
That's a really great comment. Thank you, Scott, for that. So far, because it's a multiple case study, there are different companies. I have noticed that possibly the way the company culture is and how they have mentorship programs also identifies how that actual leader mentors their employees. So sometimes companies have a certain mentorship program that's in place, and other companies don't. And so again, it falls on the leader to really support their employees if their employees have stated that they're ready to go to the next level.
That's great. What is one bit of advice, Kimberly, you would give to Walden students who are approaching this stage of their program?
You know, I believe the biggest thing that you can do is be your own champion. I think it is so important that you take every single day, if you're currently in the proposal process or if you've already received RB approval, to dedicate the time every single day to work on your study. I attended a previous presentation and they stated just making sure you have a team that's going to support you, whether it's your committee or outside other students. I've had the most help with other students who are currently in the program or graduates of the program. So it's really important that you're committed to getting your DBA done or your PhD, depending on the program that you're in, but you have to dedicate the time.
Thank you. We have another chat. Actually, this is a question. How difficult was it to obtain partnership agreement?
So I'm not sure if I understand the question, Dr. Valentine. Are you talking about agreement to get company documentation or just getting agreement for people to be a part of the study? Can you provide more clarification? Company documentation, thank you. So that is difficult. That is a difficult process. So once you go through the RB committee, so my objective was public, accessible documents. And so that is an easier process to move forward with. I know other people in the program where they wanted to do one particular company and to get the partnership agreement, it just was taking too long. So because I received that advice, my goal was to start with public information. And that is how I was able to move forward with my RB process. And a lot of corporations have a lot of information that's public knowledge. So it was helpful for me.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Thank you.
Very insightful response, he says. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your presentation with us, Kimberly. And we really appreciate you sharing your experiences and your advice that you have gained so far in your program.